Airline Manager 4, Best Hubs. I own a lot of hubs. I actually own more than is shown here, and I'm going to show you what some of the best hubs are in the game. My advice, if you are going to buy a hub, would be to go for Lima, Peru, and the reason why is going to be shown right over here. Later in the game, you're going to want long range flights up to 20,000 kilometers. This has 50 destinations that average 19,568. So that's really good. And they're all above 19,000, which means you're going to be able to charge higher ticket prices. This is the coach class, business, and first class. You need to have like 140 or 150 for the A380 800. 116 means you're going to have some business class also, but it actually does pretty good. You might even be able to fly two out, one using coach and business, and the other one using business and first class. So you're not going to get the absolute best ticket prices. These are averages. These are the average numbers out of the top 50 airports. So you're going to find some where you'll be able to get the high demand that you need. And then for cargo, it averages 585, which is pretty good. For most aircraft, that's going to be pretty good. So that's why I recommend Lima, Peru. Now, as you can see that Christchurch, New Zealand has a better range with 38 airports above 19,000. But the passenger count is a lot lower and the cargo is a lot lower. We're going to do cargo separately. So Canberra, Australia is really good. The other airports like Perth and Sydney did not perform as well. But Canberra did well. Unfortunately, there were only 8 over 19,000. So you're not going to be able to put a lot of planes there. But you're going to be able to get a lot of passengers, especially business class. And the cargo number is really good. Some of the big cities in China are really good, like Shanghai. Beijing is down here. Beijing actually has good numbers. It's just that the range is a little low. It's got a lot of hubs over 19,000, lots of passengers, lots of first class, good cargo number. For Shanghai, we got a good range, a lot of airport destinations, good number of first class, good number for passengers, and a good number for cargo. Cocos Islands is pretty good. This was one of the ones I did early in the game, and it's similar to Shanghai, good numbers. And Singapore, same thing, similar to the two preceding. Botswana has 12 over 19,000. Lots of passengers. And the reason why is the destination is Hawaii. The reason why the number of airports is so low is because there's only a few airports in Hawaii. Got a good cargo number. The issue you're going to have with Botswana is you're going to have to route all your aircraft manually because the game won't let you select every airport in Hawaii. You might need a piece of paper to write all the airport names down so that you don't make the same route to the same airport twice. We already talked about Sydney. Uruguay is a good country. Now, obviously, there's a few that stand out, like Quito, Ecuador, has a high number for first class passengers, which is going to bring you better ticket prices. And it's got good cargo numbers. And it's got a lot of airports over 19,000. In terms of countries, New Zealand is okay. Peru is good. Anything on the west coast of South America is good. Australia and New Zealand, you got to be careful because some of them, like Perth, actually Perth is on the west coast, but Sydney isn't the best. It's got a low number of destinations because where the planes are arriving to. China, you're going to get a lot of good airports, China, Mongolia. The Cocos Islands is isolated, which means you can't really fly to the Cocos, but you can fly out of it. And Singapore, Botswana goes to Hawaii. Uruguay, this is kind of in the south, and it's one of those ones where you get good range. They fly to China, basically. And Mongolia is near Beijing, flying back to Uruguay. Ecuador, Argentina, Colombia, Chile, Bolivia. These are the hot hubs. They're going to be in southeast South America and eastern China. I'm sorry, southwest South America and eastern China and Mongolia. And of course, a few in Australia and New Zealand. United States, you got to avoid. They have a high number of passengers, but the range, the distant range ends up in the Pacific Ocean or something like that, unless you're up near Nova Scotia. For cargo, you have Chile, Santiago, and Botswana and Bogota, Colombia got really good cargo numbers. Okay, so those are my top hubs. You can go to cheapbooks.cc and look at the hub section and see my list for the best hubs. And you can look at the chart. And as time goes by, this was done May 2023, I will be posting more hubs that I add, because you really want to have more hubs so that you can get more long-range flights. I also own cheapbooks.com, which is a website for searching for books and textbooks. This would be an example of some of the novels you can find. And there is a Facebook page for Airline Manager 4. Bear in mind that there are two different Facebook pages. One of them is not run by me, it's run by someone else. But you'll know which one is mine. I'll put the link in the comments. Okay, if you have any questions or comments, please post below.